Hello friends, my name is Yaprash Parak and welcome to this another UI clone of this website, which is Instagram in Tailwind CSS. And now if you don't know about Tailwind CSS, let me tell you, if you come here, Tailwind CSS is like really like a low level CSS framework. By low level, I mean you can specify each and everything of a particular UI. You can see, they are specifying that should be flex, that should be background should be gray of 100, that the brightness and all. We'll be discussing each of these things in this particular tutorial. It's going to be a great fun. And one more thing, I'm really close to 100 subscribers, so just help me to reach 100 subscribers really soon. So your love and support at this initial stage is really important. So thank you, and let's begin actually. So here you can see this is the Instagram website, and let's start by figuring out what is the structure of this website. You can see there's a navigation bar on the top, there's an my profile information just below that, then there's this tab section, then we have this bottom section. So let's start with this navigation bar. Okay, and let's create a new folder which will contain everything about our project. So Instagram. And one more thing, if you want this particular wallpaper which I'm using, comment down below simply. Okay, and I'll send you the wallpaper directly, or you can directly DM me on Instagram. There also I'll give you the link. Okay, this wallpaper looks dope. Okay, now let's start a Visual Studio Code in this particular folder called Instagram. So we can do it by code and a period and hitting enter. That will basically start Visual Studio Code in that particular folder which we have mentioned. So now you can see Instagram. Let's start by specifying simply an index file, which is index.html, and providing all the basic markup, something like this, and let's call it Insta. Basically the next thing we have to do is go to this and start looking at what all things which we need and what all things we want. So basically we want an Instagram logo. Let's save this up. So let's call it like save image as, and let's go to where, let's go to the desktop, and then like the Instagram, and then let's say it like logo. We don't need to search it, we want to name it logo. Okay, and the next thing is we want all these icons you can see over here. So basically they are SVGs, so we'll directly copy them later on, but for now that's okay. So let's start by making the navigation bar. So nav, and the class will be flex. Flex means Flexbox. Let me give you an what is Flexbox actually? Flexbox, when you said anything like flex, is actually used to position elements inside a parent element. So how the child element of a parent should be positioned, and by default the direction of the flow is horizontally. So when you set something to display flex, it goes like in the horizontal direction, one after the another. And justify content, which is another property, will affect in the main, like the flow. Okay, so the normal flow is horizontal direction, so it will affect in the horizontal direction, and items align will affect the vertical direction, because we'll be using this a lot during this tutorial. So just I want you to understand this. Okay, so in the vertical direction it's align items, and in the horizontal direction it's justify content. And one more thing, like if you switch the direction, let's say you make the flex call like column flex, it will also flex, it will also change. So the main flow of the direction will be now justify content, which is vertical, and then align item will be horizontal. So it depends on what is the flow. If it is in the direction of the flow, it will be justify, and if it is in the cross direction of the flow, like it is the like in 90 degree of the flow, then it will be align items. So that you can understand. The next thing is we want to like affect in the flow of the direction. So justify between, so that will basically affect in between. So I want maximum space between each of the things which is there. The next thing is items center. That will basically center vertically center everything. The next thing is we want to specify an image that should go to logo. I'm directly like putting everything over here. I think I should create a new folder called image, and that I should pass this there, so that everything remains organized and every image should be in the image folder. Okay, that's great. So we can save this, and basically we have to specify some width, but otherwise this will appear like a gigantic logo. So let's specify the width as 150 pixel, and let's save it. So let's go to our site. Basically I'm using an extension, and that extension is live server. Now this extensions helps me to see any changes which I make to the source code by just, whenever I save it, it is automatically reflected in the website. So that's something great. So you can also install this extension if you want. So I'll right click and open this with live server. In your case it will directly open the browser and say like, okay, here's your site, but mine has some issue, so I have to, like you can see, I have to manually start it. I say this in every tutorial, but I don't fix it. I don't know why. 5500, that's the default port, and you can see the Instagram logo we have started with. The next thing which we'll be doing is giving some padding to the Instagram logo. So we'll specify the class and we'll give it some padding of 3, maybe 3. Yeah. The next thing is we want the search thing, so we will specify a div, we'll specify an input thing, and this will be a type text, that's okay, and a class. Basically this will have a padding in the x direction to be maybe 6, padding in the y direction to be 2, and some border, so we want some border, so border of 2, and rounded is like border radius, so that could be set by MD for medium, LG for large, XL for extra large, full for like fully rounded, like circle and all. Right now we want for like MD, which is medium, and we also want some background colors, so we can say BG and then gray and then 200 like is the brightness. Basically 100 is the lowest, and then you can go high up to like 900, I think 900, yes. So let's go and see. You can see this is the input thing we have right now. And one more thing, we forgot the most important step right now, to actually have this Tailwind CSS in our project. So we have to put that first. So let's do that first. So let's go to the search button and search for installation. We forgot to put, okay, let's go to the installation, and let's click on this using Tailwind via CDN. You don't get, like, you cannot if you use Tailwind through CDN, you cannot customize the default styling which they give you with like Tailwind, so that's a disadvantage. But for now, for just like the concept lies the same, so yeah, for now we'll be using whatever the default Tailwind which is given to us, and we don't want to modify anything in the Tailwind CSS. So let's do like this, and let's save it, and now you may see some changes. You can see this is looking a lot more bigger now and a lot more dangerous now. So let's specify 1 pixel, not 6 pixel, and this to be 4 pixel. The next thing we want is what? I don't know. Okay. Okay, the next thing we want is these icons. So these icons which we have over here. So let's simply copy this. Before doing that, let's place a placeholder inside this input. So let's specify a placeholder and let's call it search. And next thing we want is the icons. So don't worry, we'll be fixing all the styling related things later on, but for now, like, just lay out all the elements first. Let's place every element on their place, every element on their place, yeah, whatever. So let's start by like copying the SVG which these icons have. So you can see this is the SVG of this particular icon. Let's copy this particular thing, paste this right over here. Okay, the next thing is let's go to the Instagram site again, and let's go to this particular thing. Let's copy this particular also thing, paste it again. Okay, I believe only 2 are left. Only 1 is left right now. So the last one, which is this avatar one, we'll be making it by our own. So here we have basically these are all the SVGs, and the size would not at all be perfect. I know that. You can see they are also appearing like below each other, not in the side by side direction, so that's also an issue. So the next thing is to make them appear side by side. So you can simply say class, they should be flex and items center. Basically, that will center vertically. And let's specify the class for each of them. So basically what we want is we want to select all these things with this particular class. Yeah, and let's specify our own class. So width would be like 8, and height would be 8, and margin left would be 6, I believe. Yeah, that's looking good. And let's give some, like, if you go to the Instagram website, they have a lot of space between these contents and this one. So let's do that first. So let's go above this navigation bar, and let's say a margin, actually padding in the X direction should be 52. And if you're confused why I'm writing this 52 2 3, you can go to the official documentation and search for, like, let's say width, and let's paste it over here, and you'll see what does it mean. Like 1239, it means 2.25 gram and all. You can actually see what is the actual length really looks like. Okay, so that's great. So now you can see, this is all what it is, and let's go and actually see how does it looking awesome, kind of okay. I'll say this border is actually not appearing right now, so actually we have to specify the border color. So let's specify that. So we'll say border, that should be gray, and 300 should be the brightness. Yeah, now that's appearing. So I believe that is a lot more lighter as compared to like what we have, I believe. Yeah, we can just go with like maybe BG 100. That would be much more fine, and this should be 200. Yeah, that's better. So basically with this Instagram thing also should be a little more, like it should have a little more padding. So we'll just go there and specify some more padding. Let's say 4 maybe. And the next thing which we'll be doing is specify like a bottom border. If you go and look at the official like Instagram website, that they have a bottom border, so let's specify that. So we'll say border, not to, bottom to, and the color. So basically we want a border gray 200. So yeah, you can see that looks amazing. That looks good, I believe. That's fine. So we are now like set up. We have successfully made the navigation bar of Instagram. Little bit like all the measurement and all, I'm not making it pixel perfect. You can do it in your case, but I just want to give you the concept, like how to lay out the different elements of a particular web page. So for now, like you can see, this is looking fine. Let's move ahead and start making this particular section. Okay, we forgot to make this particular this avatar thing. So let's copy this avatar from here, save image as. Let's go to this particular case and name our image as avatar. So let's name our image as avatar, avatar.jpg. Save it. That will basically name our image as avatar. And let's in the last SVG, let's specify a div which will have some width. So class width will be same as what we have there, so 8, and height will also be the same as 8, and image avatar. And basically the next thing which I want is this to have a border. So border to border gray 200, and rounded full. Rounded full will actually set, like, make it a circle. Okay, and that's how it is, I believe. Yeah, you can see that's how it is. And there's like a lot of space between all of these things, so we have to say that margin left is 6. Yeah, you can see that's looking okay, kind of okay, not perfectly fine, but it's okay, it's good, it's workable. So let's move ahead and let's quickly, actually I believe, you know, this padding thing is much more in the in this case. So what we'll do is let's set like whatever is the width, let's say like this is the 20% of that width, so 20% and 20% is the like 40% would be the padding, so we can specify that also. That's the amazing thing. We can say that where's that padding X will be like 1 out of 5, that is like 10 I believe 20%, 1 out of 5. So oh man, that didn't work, I'm so sad. Let's try 62. Will it work? I don't know. No, 62 is nothing actually. Okay, let's keep it 52 for now. Okay, let's move ahead. The next section is we have to make this particular section, which is this profile information section. So let's make it quickly. Let's move ahead. We have completed the navigation bar. The next is we have to make this profile section. So let's specify the image first. So the image is avatar, as we have already mentioned. The width is maybe 450-ish, something like that, and this is AVATATR. Okay, and let's specify some of the things over here. We want basically some amount of padding, that is like 6. Okay, and this whole thing should be a flex, because you know this like everything is lying in the horizontal direction, so this will be a flex. If you don't understand anything, simply comment down below, I'll definitely explain you. Okay, let's go to our site. That's looking too much big, like really too much big. That should not be the size. I believe the size should be 200 something, would be better. Yeah, that's perfect. That's I believe okay. Now, so the next thing which we'll be doing is specifying some padding from the left and right. So, or we can say margin from the left and right. So we can specify margin in the y direction is 52, the same as above. Like you know, the reason we are keeping it same as above is because, you know, in this Instagram site you might see that they follow the same alignment. You can see the same amount of like space from left and right, it is same all over the place. So that's the main motto, that's the main goal, because of which we are setting margin in the y direction to be 52. Okay, but it is not working. Padding in the y direction, okay, leave it for now. So let's specify another div which will contain the text section, and that if you go to the text section, let's lay out all the elements first, then after we'll be thinking about the styling. Basically this has like the stop thing, which will also be a flex. This has like the ID, the edit profile, and this particular settings thing. So what we'll do is like so friends, till now I believe we have made till here. The next thing is we have to align these things perfectly so that they go up well. Then you know, we'll be removing this padding. This is creating a lot of issues right now, so we'll think about that later on. Let's lay out every element first, and then like we'll see. First of all, we have these 3 things. Okay, and oh yeah, one. Okay, I forgot. Let's save this icon. Okay, so let's say Control-Shift-I, and let's quickly go and select this icon, and let's copy this SVG because we need this. Let's first start by my name. So JYPRKSHPTHK, and the class is text will be XL, which is extra large. I believe 3XL, and it will be bold, so font bold will be because it is bold, And one more thing, if you go, this is like all the things appearing, this particular thing is just side by side, so we'll put it inside another div, and we will give it a class called flex, and that should do the work. Next thing is we have a button. If you see, if you go and look at the official website, we have a button, and that button is edit profile, and we need to make this button. So that's edit profile, and we can simply go and say do you want a border of 2 all around, that should be rounded, and that should be medium, and the border color should be gray and could be like 500, and the text should be bold, so font bold, and that would basically make it. Everything would be stuck, I believe, like, yeah, you can see, and the text is also not at center, and there's like, we need padding and all. Okay, so text center, padding in the X direction would be like 4, padding in the Y direction would be like 2, and anything else, I think 3 would work for now. And we want margin from the left to be 4. Okay, so yeah, you can see that is, and this border is a bit darker, so we'll of course fix it later on, but for now that's okay. We can go for this whatever thing is there, so we can just do that. So let's paste this. Okay, we have to copy this again, so because let's copy this, and now I believe we can paste it over here. So again, we have to specify a class to this, and the class will be margin to left will be 6. Okay, and let's save it. I believe 4 should be fine. Why I have given. And one more thing, this is appearing up and down, so we can fix that issue by like this will be 4 first of all, and the width and height. So width will be 8 and height will also be 8, and let's remove this class thing. Okay, so the next thing which we want to do is here we have specified flex, and let's say like item center, that will basically center it vertically, everything. Yeah, that's looking way much more good. And this edit whatever this is, this should not be this dark. 300 would be enough. Okay, now we are done with this particular section. The next thing is we want these 3 things: post, followers, following. Okay, so post, followers, following. So where we can do this. This is the, yeah, we can do it over here. Actually, this is the flex. Okay, this is where we were specifying, so we can do it, I believe, here. Yeah, here. So the next thing we'll be doing is specifying a div. This will also be flex, so flex, and we'll say first we'll start by a div, and the amount of posts we have 0 posts, so 0 posts. Let's go and follow me on Instagram. Let's make my profile the first profile with 0 posts to have 500 followers. So yes, let's go and make it. It will be cool. So let's specify some classes. Padding in the X direction will be 6, padding in the Y direction will be 3, and let's make text center. What else do we need? We need text center, and I believe the font is bold, so font bold, and font size, the text size, it will be XL, which is extra large. I believe 2XL will be better. Let's save it. So 0 posts. I'll be fixing all the spacing and all the padding related issues, don't worry for that, but like I just want to lay out everything first. That's the basic game right now. Let's copy this first, second and third. and we have 0 post, about 6 following. First, I think it is followers, so I think I have 26 followers and 6 following. Six following. So yeah, now you can see this. That's how it is. So now let's put everything in the correct place, because that's looking extremely bad. And like, let's see from where that padding is coming. This thing is coming. So okay, padding y would be okay. The issue is we are giving padding y, that should be padding in the x direction, and that's why this this problem is occurring. And let's make it margin in the x direction instead of padding. Yeah, that definitely worked. The next thing we have to do is we have to specify like the first one should not have any padding from the left and whatever this is. So the first one should not have, so the first one is over here. So this should basically, we can see, okay, that does not have an issue. Okay, let's start by like going to the text section. I believe this is this is all the text section. So we can say, we can give it a class, and we can say margin left would be like 6. So yeah, that's less. I believe that could be more. We can specify to like 40ish thing. Yeah, that's better. And as you can see, you know, we are like, it's looking like we need some padding from the top, from like every like this whole container. So we'll say margin top would be like maybe 6, and that would be better. Yeah, you can see this looks better if you go to this thing. Yeah, and basically we want this to be here, so we can do what is, we can say item center, and basically here I believe right, save it. You know, you can see, you know, this is appearing side, because every of these things have some padding in the x direction and y direction. But for the first one, I want to set that the padding in the left should be 0. So yeah, you can see padding in the y direction, padding in the x direction, but I'm going to say that padding in the left direction should be 0 for the first one, because that's why it is appearing in the side. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, that works. Yes. So now we are going somewhere. So now we are somewhere actually. So basically we have a lot of space between all these things. So we margin top would be a lot more. So we'll just specify it. We'll say margin top is what is 3 is 6. Okay. So yeah, that's good. And you know, the size is I believe the bold thing is not like completely bold, it is semi bold, and that we can do. Let me actually show you. That's font bold. We have like this semi bold thing, and we can say this instead of fully bold, so that this looks a bit better. We can go and say semi bold instead of fully bold, so that will be better. I don't know that's how much better, but yeah, whatever it is. The next thing we have is we need to specify my name, which is super duper easy, and the text size is also a lot more bigger than what it should be. So let's set it to XL. And I don't know what is happening going on with my friend. So going with my phone, so let's turn off my phone right now. Okay, the next thing which we'll be doing is specifying my name over here. So we'll say simply a div, and we'll say Jay Prakash Pathak. Okay, and let's give it a class called text, should be XL, which is extra large, and I believe 2XL, and this should be bold. So font a bold, and what else? That's okay. And yeah, margin top. So margin top would be 6. Does everything of all these things work? Yes, it works as intended. And this, you know, this was okay, I believe. You know, I should make the whatever the size was before, that was okay, 3XL. And yeah, basically we have completed this whole navigation bar and this particular avatar section, whatever this is. And one more thing, you know, if you go to this is not completely white, the background is not white. If you go and if you see the background color, it has this as a background color, so we'll be also putting this as a background color. And as you know, we cannot customize this Tailwind CSS, so we'll be directly specifying these styles in this. So let's go to this body and let's say style background color is this particular thing, and let's save it. Basically this will set a background color for all like everything. So we'll just you know, say white to the navigation bar, so that remains white. Yes, that's exactly what we need. So the next thing we will do is we'll move ahead and we'll be making this tab section, but before that we need to make this particular line, this particular border. So let's do that first. That's like the same as what we have done like over here on this navigation bar, border to border gray, whatever this is, border bottom. Just copy this border thing from here and let's go below and let's paste it over here, and that should basically work. Yeah, but we do not have any padding or margin, that's why that is looking horrible. So we'll say padding from the bottom would be 6. Yeah, that looks way much more better than before. So now let's move ahead and let's make these tabs over here. As you can see, this tabs, post, IGTV, whatever this is. And okay, let's do it. So basically let's go over here, and this is the tabs where every tab will be living. And you know, we always do this. So again, this will be a flex, and this time we want justify center, so we want every content to be in the center. And this particular div, let's give it a class, and the class is padding in the X direction would be 6, and the padding will in Y direction would be maybe 3. Okay, and we have two things, and this is also a flex because we have two things, the image and the thing, and that should appear side by side and items center, so that like vertically everything would be in center. And let's start copying all these things, all the this one, SVG, copy, paste it, and basically let's remove this class and all. Let's give it some width and a height. So a class width, I believe 4 would be the enough, height would be 4 would be the enough, and let's save it. Let's go here. Yeah, that's the size. I'm actually fine with the size. And the next thing we should do is we have to actually remember this post IGTV saved tagged, post IGTV saved tagged. Okay, so we'll just you know, after this whatever this SVGs, we'll say we'll specify a div, and the first one is the posts, the POSTS, and let's give it some class. So we'll just specify some class and we'll say font bold, text 2XL, and no, XL will be enough, I believe. And anything else, yeah, if will be there, we'll be looking at that later on. First let's see how does it look. Yeah, it looks fine, but I believe, you know, we need some space between the image and the text, so we can do that extremely easily by setting a margin in the left direction to be what, 4, I believe. That should be okay. Yeah, that's okay. And let's make 4 of these. Okay, so not this one, actually this one. So let's copy this thing and let's paste it 1 2 3 and 4, save it, and basically that should make 4 of these. Yeah, and we have to change the content now of each of these. So let's and if you see, like, this one is active, so this is like black and all the others are red. So yeah, we have to take care of that also. Let's copy the first SVG. Where's that? First post. Okay, let's change the text first. So the text is first is the IGTV saved and tagged. So this is the first post, then IGTV, saved and tagged and then like let's paste this in this second thing, which is IGTV, this SVG, whatever SVG we have. Wait, what are we doing? Paste this there. For the class, specify the width and height. That's because that's what we do. But specify the width and height. So width will be 4 and the height would be 4. Why we are writing this in capital letters, I don't know. Height and width. Let's save it and let's go back to our website. Yes, we have saved it on the wrong place because I'm an idiot. So that's what to do. I don't know. Let's paste it again. This was the post and this was the IGTV. So this above should be, I believe, pasted. Let's save it so that everything becomes aligned again. Okay, so this was the oh, I'm creating some kind of mess, I believe. This is posts. Okay, this whole SVG should be pasted here, and this class should be width 4 and height 4. I believe that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Let's now let's change the SVG of all the things first, and then after we'll be thinking about anything else. So now this saved. Okay, let's move to the next one. Saved, and this is the SVG. Paste it, save it, I believe. Yeah, the next thing we want is tagged. So tagged, so copy it from here and let's go to the tagged section, which is this one, and paste it, save it, and let's now quickly change the classes. So basically let's copy one of the classes from the top and let's paste it in all others. So basically we have this class over here and one more class over here, and done. I believe that's done. That's not at all done now, because we have to make the text color as gray, so that is still left. So let's do that now. So like we have to leave the posts and we have to say that text should be gray 400. Let's copy this. Let's first see, like, is it looking good, and then after we'll be putting it to the, yeah, that's okay, that's fine. So we can go to here, we can paste it, we can go to here, we can paste it, and we can save it, and we can go here. Fine and good. The next thing we have to do is, like, above this post there's a border. If you go and see, there's a border, and we'll be putting that. So let's go to the posts, and I believe this is the post container. Everything regarding the post is here. So we'll say that a border to, but on the top. So we want this on the top, and we want the border color to be black. So black, BLACK, save it. And now you can see that we have Instagram with a black border. Pretty cool. Now the next thing which we have to do is we have to simply go and make this particular section, which is this with this particular image. So let's save this image as, so let's say image name is image. This is also like okay, let's start by laying out this particular image. So just below everything, so which is here. So let's say a div, and we want a div, another div, and again, as you would expect, this is also a flex, and and this also has item center. Okay, and we want to say that this also has a class. There's no padding between this, so we'll just put the image directly over here. So we'll say, what should we say? Image, and image dot whatever this thing is, and some width will be, I believe 450 will be enough. And the next thing we will be doing is specifying some padding or margin. So we'll say MD. I'm specifying medium for the medium screen. So that's for responsiveness. By the way, we will not cover like how how to make a responsive design in Tailwind CSS. We'll of course do it in a separate video. I'll be explaining each and every term there. So medium, the margin in the y in the x direction should be 52, which is all over the place basically. And now let's see how does it look. That looks fine. That looks exactly how it should be. The next thing is we have to make this section, which is capturing movement, whatever this is, start capturing and sharing your movements. So let's copy this thing, these two, both of the sentences, copy this thing, and let's paste it right below. So this is the div which contains all the, and let's place this inside some kind of a div so that we can style it separately. And let's place this also in some kind of div so that we can style it separately. And we'll say this is also a flex basically, and justify content. Basically, if you want to center anything in the very center of the screen, you can say justify center, and align items. Align items in the center. So what? Item center, not align item center, item center. Yeah. So basically let's save this, and that should do it. Works. That's not appearing correctly because we haven't actually like we have to put all these two text inside a div. Okay, that's important. And now let's save it. You can see it is appearing in the center, and we want to say that this is actually align center and the justify center. Actually the width is not full, so to make this particular div take the full whatever space is left, we can specify it flex grow over here. That will like make it like expand whatever the space is left. So we can, I believe my spelling is wrong, flex grow, my spelling is correct, then also we are unable to do this. So what should be the issue? Why are we not able to do it? The thing is, this particular width, this particular thing is taking, I believe, items center, justify between. Why we have to justify between? This should be justify center. Okay, that should, I believe, fix the issue. That haven't fixed the issue because now we have to specify the flex grow, and we have removed that. So flex grow, and yeah, voila, we have this everything in the between, in the center as we want. The next thing is we want to make this upper text bigger because that's how it is on the website. So yeah, so let's make it class text 3XL. That's too much. Yeah, 3XL, and we want bold. So bold, and anything else? No. And one more thing, we'll go to this parent and we'll say text center so that everything is in the center. Save it. Great. The next thing is going to the second one. So we'll specify the class, call it text XL, which is extra large, and that should basically do the thing. Yeah, that's fine. The next thing which we'll be doing is we'll be just putting these two buttons, which is download from the App Store, download from the Play Store. So we'll just save this into a save. So this is the App Store, and this is the Play Store. So save image as Play Store. Okay, and basically now we can do it. So this is the text section. The next is we want this to be, and one more thing, this will be appearing side by side. So for that, let's specify the direction to be flex call. That will basically be column, and this will be also flex. And basically we want these two images. So image app store, let's make width as 200, and we don't want these two things, src set and alt, whatever this is. Let's copy paste this, and instead of this app store, let's make it play store. Okay, and we want just one thing. We want to say in this particular thing, class margin right to be like maybe 6. Save it. Yeah, that's looking absolutely good. The next thing is we want some space from the top, because it's stuck from the top. So we'll say over here, so margin from the top would be 6, and that would basically do its thing. Now that's looking absolutely fine, I believe. That's very good. The next thing we have to do is we have to go and make this particular thing. So let's copy everything from here so that we don't forget what we have to write basically. And let's go to the next section. Let's go with div. Some of the things are default, so we have to say this should not be the flex, but it should have margin from the, well, it does not matter basically. We'll just save it like this, and we'll specify a width over here, div over here, class this is flex, whatever this is, another let's copy paste everything we have done away from there. So here, and this basically, this is a class flex, and this will have some sort of div, and let's specify some styles for this. So wait, class padding from the x direction would be 6, padding from the y direction would be 3, and text should be gray. 400 should be fine, I believe, and about will be the first one to go. Well, I believe like 1 is done, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 more, 9 more needed. So we'll just copy this, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, so 9 more needed. So we'll just go to this blog, cut this, paste this right over here. The next thing is jobs, cut this, paste this right over here. The next thing is help, cut this, paste this right over here. API, cut this, I don't know, API of like, we were like till this one, so we can say this over here. We can go to privacy, cut this, paste this over here, and we can go to terms, cut this, paste this over here, and then this top accounts, cut this, hashtags, cut this, and over here, locations, cut this and paste it over here. I think we have one extra, so we'll just remove it, save it, and let's see how does it look. Yeah, that looks fine, but it is not in the center. So yeah, we have to make it the center, appear in the center basically. So to make it appear in the center, we'll say class text center. I believe that would do its work. No, let's make it with flexbox. So flex justify center, and center. And one more thing, we want this direction to be column, because we have everything like below each other. So that's not working. Why is that not working? Justify center flex call. Oh, that should be item center, because we have set the direction to be called. So yeah, you can see everything is between, and we have some space from the top also. Let's do that also. So now we want margin from the top to be 6, and that's okay. that would do the work. The next thing we want is we want this particular, where's that, this particular thing, and the gray is a bit darker and we'll be making it darker. So let's copy this from here and let's paste it so that we don't forget it. This gray is a bit too light for this particular thing, so let's make it like 500. I believe that would be better. And if you don't know how I selected all these, I simply select one and pressed Ctrl D. That will basically select the next occurrence of that particular word. And the next thing is we want this to be like this, the same thing, you know, this will also have the same flex thing, class flex, and any of these. Okay, let's paste whatever we have first here, and let's take two of these things and let's paste it over here. The first one would have this English thing, the second one will have this copyright Instagram 2021, whatever this is, and I think that's it. We have finished the site. Where's that? Yeah, we have finished this profile page of Instagram. I hope so you like this video, and we are really close to 100 subscribers, so subscribe the channel, follow me on Instagram. If you have any doubt regarding this tutorial, if you have any confusion how I did something, or if you want to ask something new question, you can simply comment down below or direct message me on Instagram. That would be great. My Instagram profile will be given in the description below. So thank you for watching this video, and this is the website we made. This is another UI clone, and thank you for giving all the love and support to the Facebook video which is over here. And I hope so we'll be doing great, and happy new year and have a great day. Bye bye.